Hello. As you will see, a photograph before you. That beautiful young lady is the mother of the 3 children, all surrounding her. That mother is Chantel Taylor. Chantel Taylor was one of 5 children herself. Chantel Taylor, what was she like? She was kind, caring, funny, would help anybody, adored her children. Chantel had her children when she was young to the man she married, who she met when she was 15. Chantel Taylor loved life and just wanted to be with her children. Everything she did was around her children. Chantel Taylor was beautiful, inside and out. She would not hurt anybody. Chantel went to a garage one night to buy cigarettes. While she was there, as she walked off the forecourt, there she met Stephen Wynne. She knew Stephen Wynne, and Stephen Wynne knew her. Brought up in the same area. Birkenhead is a small town. Everybody knows everybody. Chantel Taylor was invited back to Stephen Wynne's house, and she went. What Stephen Wynne did to Chantel when he got her back into his house was beyond anybody's normal thinking. He snuffed out Chantel's life. He didn't strangle Chantel. He struck her at the side of the neck with a meat cleaver. According to him, he kept that meat cleaver under his pillow for protection in case he was ever burgled. After he struck Chantel on the side of the neck with that meat cleaver, he then decided to think, after having a cigarette, what shall he do next? With those evil thoughts, he got together all the weapons and he mutilated and dismembered Chantel Taylor's body. He put Chantel Taylor, that beautiful Chantel, up in his loft in a septic tank. After a certain amount of time, he brought some of Chantel's body parts back down. He decided to throw Chantel's remains, according to him, on a household refuge. he kept her head and arms back, and he put them in a rucksack. And then, according to him, he walked 5.5 miles with that rucksack on his back and threw Chantel's head and arms in some growth in Royden Park on the Wirral. Then what did he do? He went about his life for 16 months and carried on every day as if he'd done nothing. Then the 7/7 bombings went off in London. In retaliation, Stephen Wynne did an arson attack on a mosque in Birkenhead. His DNA was left behind. When it was fed through the system, Stephen Wynne's name came up as his name and address was on the police data. Armed police in the early hours of the morning surrounded Stephen Wynne's house and arrested him and taken down to the police station, leaving armed officers to search his house in case he had any explosives. When he was in the police station, the investigating officers, when they were questioning Stephen Wynne, asked him, did he know anything about a girl that had been missing for 16 months called Chantel Taylor? Because at that time, the officers searching his house found a letter or poem that was insinuating to a girl, which investigating officers thought this could be regarding Chantel Taylor. Stephen Wynne then said yes, he killed her. And then his story unfolded. What he wants everyone to believe. They found Chantel's DNA from blue bottles in his loft. Blue bottles. They found weapons that Stephen Wynne had put in concrete. Stephen Wynne put Chantel Taylor's clothes with his own in a bin bag and kept them in his shed. One could say his trophies. The police retrieved those weapons in the concrete and they retrieved that bag of clothing. The clothing that Chantel had on that night when she went to that garage to buy cigarettes. We, her family, have lived a miserable existence, really, since the loss of our beautiful Chantel. Our lives have never been the same. We have cried rivers of tears. Her children had to be told by me that after searching for their mother, I found that she was dead and had died. When they asked me, how did she die, Nanny? I said she was murdered. They asked me, what does murder mean? going along knowing their mother was murdered, then only to go along and find out later on as they grew, old enough to understand, if anyone can understand, just how Stephen Wynne brutally murdered and dismembered her body. Look at that beautiful photo. That beautiful young woman cut short of her life, treated by Stephen Wynne like she was trash. Chantel wasn't allowed to rear her children and watch them grow. Chantel wasn't allowed, because of Stephen Wynne, to see her son going into university. Chantel wasn't allowed, because of Stephen Wynne, to meet her 2 grandchildren that she now has. When Stephen Wynne was sentenced, the shock and horror when the judge uttered the words, a 21-year tariff, and then he collapsed. Is that what Chantel Taylor's life was worth? Stephen Wynne appealed and had that 21-year tariff lowered to 18 years. Why? Another blow to us, her family. Last year, 2022, Stephen Wynne applied to go to an open prison. No, I thought, no. I wrote to the Justice Secretary and the Secretary of State because the parole board had agreed, by reading his report while being in prison, that Stephen Wynne had been a good boy. And granted him to go into open prison conditions. The Justice Secretary and the Secretary of State opposed such a move and said no. We still believe that Stephen Wynne would pose a threat to society if he was ever let out. But then Stephen Wynne appealed. This man has never shown any remorse. We are still waiting to hear from his appeal whether or not, which will be opposed again by the Justice Secretary and the Secretary of State, on his fresh application for open prison. He's due for his first parole hearing in August this year, 2023. I say enough's enough. You will see a petition that I have put together. Please read that petition and please sign it. We need 10,000 signatures for a start, so Parliament can listen. Put this petition anywhere and everywhere that you can, please, for the safety of the public. This monster can never be allowed out. Walking our streets, mingling in society in another area where no one knows him. Because I strongly believe, and trust my words, Stephen Wynne, if he gets out, will kill again. What he did to my daughter Chantel, he did for sexual gratification. What he wanted to do in his warped mind. Please sign the petition. Please look at the photograph of Chantel with their 3 beautiful children. Please sign the petition and help us, and help society free from the likes of Stephen Wynne. Thank you.